Off top, 1977, George Foreman retired from boxing. 1994, he won the world championship again at 45 years old. Play music.
This is the Domonique Foxworth Show.
Welcome to the Domonique Foxworth Show. We are finally back to pick up on Charlie Kravitz's Krav list. Charlie Krav list. No, it's not going to work. I can't make it a thing.
You got to be
I saw
better.
you workshop.
You got to be better than that.
Goff is in the building, as you know, to make sure that we do this the right way. I don't know. I need it. You didn't like Charlie Krav list?
No, you sent that in our text. No one responded. That was us telling you not to bring it out in this moment.
Bring it out. Bring it out. It's out now.
All right. Well, how do you feel about that?
I have been.
I've been a part of your life enough that you now have wordplay as one of your skill sets to get no laugh, but to spark discussion about the fact that I got no laughs. You're that guy now.
Is that what the vibes bring? Is that what Charlie Kravitz brings to the land? Like, yo, you might have some wordplay, but in the end, you're gonna get more wins than losses.
He's upset because
no laughs are real laughs in my world.
He's upset because I plan to demolish the upper portion of this funky list.
Shay,
here we go.
Let me recap the list now, because people are from our first episode are very upset about the night game being so low.
Yeah, I was furious,
and I'll tell you something. You and them are wrong.
It was so fun. It's a great game.
It was a great game, but this is recency bias. Okay. It's Olympic basketball for the United States.
A little bit.
I'm just going to run through these real quick. Number 25, the Chiefs Rams-Chiefs 54-51 game. That was in 2018. Number 24, 2016, OKC Golden State, the double bang game. 23, Linsanity's run, particularly his shot against the Raptors in 2012. 22, the 2005 Masters Tiger chip. 21, the kick six. 20, Alcaraz's comeback in the 2025 Roland Garros final. 19, the Eastern Conference semifinal game 7, the Kawhi 4-bounce shot. Number 18, 2024, the aforementioned night. 17, 2008 Olympic 100-meter final, the birth of Usain Bolt as a legend. 16, the 2016 NCAA tournament final, Chris Jenkins, Marcus Page game. 15, the Tua comeback in the 2018 CFP final. 14, the 2019 Masters final round, Tigers comeback. And number 13, where we left off, the 13-second game, Patrick Mahomes over Josh Allen in 2021. That's the list so far. And now we have the best part of the list. The top 12 moments of the last 25 years, as ranked by me on how memorable, how significant. Do I remember where I was watching them? Does it have a spider web of effects that we continue to feel in the sports world? Which brings us to number 12. And you can have as many gripes as you want, but this list is ironclad.
I got upset again hearing the recaps just now.
And then before we get on to it, which one jumps out to you the most?
The Villanova game. In the moment when I was listening to it, like Chris Jenkins is the big shot, but as far as the tangles, the webs of whatever that game had, like that game was done that night. We were like, all right, cool.
Yeah, you hurt yourself when you started explaining what the list was, because it's like most of these fit in that category, and also like
it was the last college basketball game.
It was the last. It's the last real.
Mohicans.
Yeah, it's the last real college basketball game.
Jason? Do you know? Did you know that Chris Jenkins and Nate Britt were cousins or brothers or related?
I did not. I did not.
No,
I forgot the bit. Are they brothers?
You can't make fun of me for rolling out a bad joke and then come in with like
forgot a joke midway through.
They're cousins, brothers.
They are brothers. They are brothers.
So you gotta give me the breakdown now, though. You got to give me the breakdown.
They just said it like if you watch the highlight of it, they bring it up like 1,000 times on the broadcast.
Okay. All right. Bet. Okay. So another reason why that game should probably get up out of here.
Get it out of here. All right. So night we've moved night all the way up.
Right we sure haven't.
Charlie hasn't. No, you can't do that. You can't talk him into moving things up. If his list is partial. You know what I mean? He has to. He's standing on it.
Yeah, I would tell you something.
I would. He can go 23-2 on this.
I would put if you're talking about, there's an honorable mention. I'd put the LeBron 48 special over the night game. like to me, if we're going that way, like that to me is a more memorable basketball. We'll save it for the end. Okay. We'll go through all 25. You can kvetch as much as you want about the rankings at that point.
Kvetch.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the brothers are allowed to kvetch now? Let's get it. I like this new world. Yeah.
Once Domonique culturally appropriated my wordplay, he was allowed to kvetch.
I'm in. We betching out here, baby.
Number 12, 2012, Eastern Conference Finals, Game 6, Miami versus Boston.
Oh, yeah.
This game is immortalized by a single look of LeBron James down 3-2 against the big three Celtics. Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett had talked so much to him. We thought they were broken. We thought that the big three might get broken up with no title. All the jokes, you give LeBron $1, he gives you $0.75. That dude destroyed the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
45 points, 15 rebounds, hitting 12 of his first 13 shots, took the entire air out of the building. And it was in that moment, destiny was fulfilled. And we realized he was going to be one of the two greatest basketball players of all time.
You got me back. You got me back, Chuck.
Yeah,
you got me back.
We in it. We became a team just now. Shout out to Mike Dicker. We became a team. Let's go. Yeah, that's it.
It's so, I feel like it's so rare that you get an opportunity where it's a player like that in a moment before the moment happens that it's like ultimately it kind of feels like a game 7 in a championship game with like Jordan or somebody, because it's not that the person or the star is going to be made and then we'll find out about him. It's like, nah, this is a story and this is going to be an event. No matter what happens today, it could go well, it could go poorly. No matter what happens today, this is career defining. That man came out there looking like he wanted to murder somebody and then proceeded to destroy that team by himself. That was fantastic, man.
Nah, it was great. It was great. And on top of it, all the things like the gods were saying Jordan and Larry and Magic and all the greats. Yeah. The streets were saying Delonte West and a whole bunch of other things. Yes. Like it was a lot happening around that game. And there are very few times when a player that great who people have wanted to be something else is for a singular moment everything that people want him to be, and then goes right back to being himself, which is an all-time great. But that was the LeBron that people wish they had seen for 15, 16, now 21 years. That was basketball legacy building stuff.
Yeah,
it was amazing. It led to the effects of that game too. Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett are traded to the Nets. Eventually, this essentially ended that run of that, which led to the Tatum and Brown era of the Celtics, which had them back being championships. It had essentially Mikhail Prokhorov selling the team, which led to this Nets journey of trying to find stars to become as popular as the Knicks in the city of New York. All of that spawned from this game, as well as LeBron's real Don Quixote quest to like catch Michael Jordan started really right then. I know it started before, but that was really it because he started winning championships. He established a streak of making, 35 consecutive NBA finals that year. Or I guess it was the year before, but that was really the beginning of it. And this was, to me, if you talk about the 2018 Game 1, the ownership of LeBronto, the game with the Ray Allen shot, the LeBron's clutch performances, he's turned himself into one of the most clutch players in NBA history. And whether you think that was a red herring before that, he had some legitimate playoff failures in the years prior, and this flipped everything. He's essentially had a second career being one of the great late game closers in the history of the sport.
Yeah, sterile and emotionless is what I remember from it too. Like it was a surgeon going into a room and coming out with the job done. No smiles, no nothing. Of course, the stare meme is legendary, but that was one of those times where it wasn't about fun. It was about showing exactly what was going on in that man's body and mind. It was, I might go back and watch that. Actually.
You think I don't got the highlights running right now? As soon as he said it, I punched him up because I wanted to relive it in the moment.
The one to me was the putback dunk, the one where that pops off the rim and he just bangs it with one hand coming across the lane. It was essentially like every LeBron tomahawk, but no one boxed him out. I was like, he is moving at a different speed than all of these dudes.
And it felt also like, and this probably might feel a little bit of like a criticism of LeBron, but I don't mean it as such, but that he seemed like this new era of player that was like constantly aware of the conversation about him. And that felt like something that hung over him all the time. And maybe I'm doing revisionist history, but this felt like a moment where he could shut it up. Like, this is coming off of the season where JJ Barea, like, the conversations.
He his pants against the Mavs in the 2011 finals.
You can choose your words, however you want. I believe his pants. I didn't see his pants.
Sorry, that was ironically a Paul Pierce game. I can't say.
Yeah. You got to find another euphemism for
down his leg.
Yeah, because if anybody pooped their pants, it ain't the Kang. But anyway, coming off of that, like, this particular game, and it's all bubbling up, and I think it's harder to remember now how it felt. But, like, to your point, it's like he moved to Miami. Everyone hated that move. He became the villain of the NBA. He lost in the finals in a game where it felt like he disappeared the year prior to a team that was worse than him. Now he's about to get knocked out again. It's like everything. Like, everything that he went on to become in this game could have changed. Yeah. And he went out there and just put them to sleep. Like, the game wasn't even close.
It was, but the thing is, it was closer than I remember. There were points in that game where if he actually hadn't been going off, they would not have won that game. Period. Straight up.
I just, maybe I'm wrong, but I remember at some point in, like, the third quarter, like, thinking, "Oh, we done." Is that a misremembering of the?
It was the start of the fourth. I remember because I remember it was rough, like, hanging around 10 for a lot of that game. Yeah. And every time the Celtics started to make a run, it was like, all right, LeBron just reined in 4 more jump shots, got to the rim at will, hit a baseline turnaround that went, like, out of the frame.
And that's 270 LeBron too, by the way. Yeah. That was fully bulked up Miami LeBron. It was a great time.
It's nothing. Yeah, it's about 7 minutes in the fourth when it was fully over. And before that, he waved everybody away so he could ISO with Kevin Garnett and pulled in his face. Like,
it was personal.
Way. Anyway,
it was personal.
Yeah. All right.
Is that the last rivalry? No. Is it? Yeah. Is that the last, like, real
that rivalry
playoff rivalry that we saw?
Maybe in conference, but I think Warriors-Cavs was a legit rivalry.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Number 11, 2004 ALCS Game 4. Red Sox start their comeback down 3-0 against the Yankees. I know this wasn't nearly as exciting, but this is a 9th inning. It felt like they were dead. Don Zimmer had been thrown in a year prior. We had the Aaron Boone walk-off. Jason Varitek totally punked Alex Rodriguez that season. And you have Mariano Rivera on the mound. And Dave Roberts, who's still in our life, stealing second, starting this comeback. And it felt like this was one of those weird things where you could feel it. After Game 5, and obviously there's a Kevin Millar quote, "Don't let's get one." Then we got Petey and Schilling and Derek Lowe, and we'll get all of them. It felt like after that first game, after Rivera blew that save, it was like, oh my God, this is actually happening. This is exercising 86 years of demons.
I mean, and like this is the tangle part, right? Like it led to the ketchup on the sock or the blood on the sock, Kurt Schilling game where, always like there's nothing like playoff baseball with the production value where you've got enough time to let the situation breathe. So all the close up shots, all the zooming in of players' faces and back to the sock and, the eyes peeking over the brim for Kurt Schilling. So yeah, that was the impetus for one of the greater playoff, not just baseball, but playoff occurrences sports-wise in the last 25 years, no doubt.
It's kind of crazy. I remember watching those Yankees-Red Sox games religiously in 03 and 04. And that, you're talking about something that was like an end of an era. That was a significant end of a very specific era in baseball. Just those lineups, too. Ortiz and Manny versus A-Rod and Jeter and Bernie Williams. Like there was so much stability and it felt like you were going to get those teams no matter what. And like obviously, the Dodgers have done it year in and year out, but it just feels different. And talk about rivalries. That is to me like the last great baseball rivalry.
To me, at least, the value of that, and it goes to your point a little bit, Jason, and like how slow the baseball game is and how it's perfect for those moments. The value is for somebody like me who wasn't like a baseball lover, was like aware of it, like in that series. And like I always watched the baseball playoffs, but in that series, they told all the stories and those of the history of it. And it's not just like not being able to get past the Yankees or coming back from like such a big deficit. It's also like the curse. Like it goes all the way back to like 100 years ago. So like all of that stuff was made for great storytelling. And to your point, like it felt like that was a time when the regular season Yankees-Red Sox game was a big deal. So if your regular season Yankees-Red Sox game was a big deal that everyone knew about, you know, like even if you didn't watch it, like you knew it was happening on a night, that them in the playoffs, in the conference championship, it's huge.
What do you think happens if that stuff happens during the Twitter era? Like, I mean, all of it. Like Pedro Martinez throwing like a geriatric old coach and Don Zimmer to the ground, and everyone taking Pedro.
Can we not do this? We do this every time this conversation comes up. I'm sorry, man. If he would have been an old dude running up on him at the gas station, he deserved the same kind of toss.
Yeah.
Like we like to put
Jason,
make him an older, cuddly individual.
You're right.
He needed this
thrown
around.
That the way that Charlie
not with us no more.
The way that Charlie framed it may lead you to believe that the Domonique Foxworth Show was not in support of that toss. But I, as Domonique Foxworth, would like to make it clear that we at the Domonique Foxworth Show are firmly in Pedro's corner.
Well, it's also just like, can you tell me if AJ Brown had chucked Nick Sirianni across the field, it would have been sick, and we would have talked about it for a week. And that's sort of how I feel about it. It's like a petulant little getting thrown by a player.
Yeah,
and it's that's what I'm saying. Can you imagine if it happened now?
No, the problem is that Jason did realize that when you were describing how feeble it was, it wasn't in order to make him an innocent victim. It sounded like you said he threw up, he was a little old man. But when you said that's the second time, it's better. Like he threw a petulant old man.
Yeah,
makes it more,
he charged him.
A violence.
If Kravitz is at the nursing home volunteering, and all of a sudden, you know, Saul loses. Want to run up on him? You gotta, you
gotta hit him with that was the nicest. I feel like what Pedro did was he gently guided that old man to a comfortable spot. That was very polite of Pedro.
Well, or
he took care of him.
Other thing, like imagine this cross sports. Like A-Rod is like the dude. People are like, is he going to be the greatest player of all time? He's going to break every single record. And mid-season, just getting face mushed by a cat. Like, I like people don't go at like the prospective goats in sports that way.
I mean I guess didn't Beef Stew try to kill LeBron one time?
Kind of, but LeBron sort of deserved it. He elbowed him right in the face.
You said people don't go after him.
Yeah, but the thing is, people were going after A-Rod just for being a and that's different. Like.
Well, hey, Charlie Kravitz on a Sunday is out to play. Like, I'm learning a lot.
I think, you know what this is? This is misplaced anger because we talk bad about your list. Your list is beautiful, Charlie. We love your list, okay? Don't lash out on other people, man.
I think you guys are vigorously agreeing with this.
100%, by the way. I'm with him on this one.
I'm currently watching Don Zimmer get tossed.
A geriatric old man. He made Pedro Martinez sound like he was a member of NWA or something. Like, come on.
Pedro Martinez threw 100 miles an hour at 5'9", 150.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Physical freak.
Man,
the best pitcher of all time.
I'm currently on. Yeah, I do like that too. I'm currently on Don Zimmer's Wikipedia page, and it's a picture of him as a player. He was on the Dodgers, based on this picture. Like I'm not saying anything about Don Zimmer. Based on this picture, though, he was on the Dodger. As he wasn't happy about an addition that they made. This picture wasn't happy about it. I'm just saying that this picture wasn't happy about it. I'm sure Don Zimmer was a great champion of us, but this picture. I'm gonna send it to you, Jason. I'm gonna send it to you because
has a Jerry Jones high school-esque kind of vibe to it.
It's so stern, and I've said this before. I'm guilty of this. If I see a black and white photo, I get nervous, man. It just makes me it makes me nervous.
Takes you back to a time where it was less comfortable, I should say.
Yep.
As Bill Burr would say, "Get out the pool."
Cement that whole up. Nobody can swim.
By the way,
I want nobody to swim. Rather than us swim together, nobody swims.
No aquatics. All right.
Number 10.
I'm sorry for derailing.
Number 10. The 2003 College Football National Championship game. Ohio State beats Miami on what I think to be one of the most egregious miscarriages of justice of all time, with the blown call at the end, the pass interference that let Craig Krenzel and those guys drive in one more touchdown to beat a Miami team. That game was insane. It obviously led to Maurice Claret's star rising to the point that he challenged the draft system, didn't go back to Iowa State, ended up Dominique's teammate.
I got drafted. I flew to Denver, and I had a connection. And my connecting flight, Maurice and his agent joined. And so, like, we went to the same city and then flew from there. And I sat near him and his agent. And his agent, or no, it wasn't his agent, it was his lawyer. And he was like, we investing in these optometry shops that's popping up everywhere. You want to get in on it? I was like, I'm just a third round pick, man. I ain't got no money for that. I ain't going to do all that. Because the lawyer was like, and then the lawyer also was like, I defended Death Row. And I think that he thought that I was going to be like, oh, that's dope. He was like, I defended some of the members of Death Row Records in this thing. And I was like, oh, okay, well, they make good music. I do not want to have the same legal counsel because I do not believe that I will ever have any of those same legal issues. But anyway, that's one of the stories.
He gave
that's
you
not
the elevator pitch on the flight. Okay, all right,
that was
cool.
a pitch anyway. But yeah, I didn't get into those optometry shops.
Chris Gamble, Travis Hunter before Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
fair
Chris
point.
Gamble was cold both sides of the ball. He was involved in that play, right? The interference was on him, no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I mean, some of the stars in that game, obviously, you had Claret strip Sean Taylor on an interception he took out of the end zone, which gave him another possession. Sean Taylor had another unbelievable interception at midfield where he tipped it over his shoulder and flat-footed dove backwards for it. You had Willis. This is the really sad game where McGahee tore his ACL, MCL, PCL.
It was ugly.
Yeah,
like if you know, that was one of those.
One of the best running back prospects like of the last 30 years too. At that point,
and the injury just was so gruesome. Yeah, I just remember that.
And Frank Gore was a freshman on that team, right?
Mm-hmm.
The craziest part of this is like we talk about all the talent on that team. Ken Dorsey was a 7th round draft pick.
Crazy.
The starting quarterback.
The starting quarterbacks in that game were Craig Krenzel and Ken Dorsey. But yeah, no, Kellen Winslow Jr. is in that game. Bryant McKinney's in that game. I mean, if you look at the Miami defense, let me just roster bait for a second and bring up this 2003 Miami football.
Roster bait is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy.
Is it Kelly Jennings at the cornerback? Right.
Was it Philip Buchanan and Mike Rump?
P. Buck. Yeah. DJ Williams, the linebacker.
John Vilma.
Jonathan Vilma. Oh, my goodness.
Jerome McDougal. Vince Wilfork.
Come on, man. Like, these days, those dudes would be spread out all across the country because of NIL. They were all on the same campus walking around.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
A campus where they stand out for sure. Stand out, man.
Without question. Ken Dorsey being the 7th round pick. Those are the days too. Like I think it was like right up to Chris Leak, where it was like you could have an average to above average quarterback and win the national title, and then after that, you had to kind of change the game at that position.
Yeah, I mean, you had your buddy Eric Winston, Vernon Carey.
Oh yeah.
Just a ton. That Miami team was unbelievably talented. I mean, we started having the arguments at that point. Andre Johnson's on that team, by the way. You start having arguments about if that Miami team had stayed together, how good would they have been in the NFL?
Oh, yeah.
And the defense, unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure.
But maybe more flaws on the opposite. I mean, that even the year before because they were on a 34-game winning streak coming into that game, you had a running back room of Clinton Portis, Frank Gore, and Willis McGahee.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And roll.
All Pro Bowlers.
Mm-hmm.
All Pro Bowlers. That's nuts.
Incredible.
All right, next game. 2015 Super Bowl, the Malcolm Butler game. The thing that ended up breaking the Legion of Boom. Sort of like Russell Wilson was on this, back-to-back Super Bowls, Hall of Fame trajectory. It sort of restarted the Patriots thing after they had not won a Super Bowl in, 8 years, or a long time, almost 10 years. They got all the way down to the goal line where they did not give the ball to Marshawn Lynch, who had 102 yards and opted to pass, which led to that interception. One of the most iconic plays in NFL history. And also people forget the throw really that got them down there after Brady had seemingly scored that game-winning touchdown.
I think the thing about that turnover has been like dissected a bunch of different times, and we saw that like the Patriots were ready for it in practice. We've heard Russell Wilson since say that the play never really worked in practice, and I think at least I remember the interception slightly different than it panned out. Like it was still a hard play. Like anticipating like Malcolm Butler is still a tough catch. Like it's a collision at the catch point, and if he like. I don't know, if he breaks it up, it's a good play, but they probably still lose the Super Bowl, right? He makes the one little window of opportunity, because I feel like we focus so much on the poor decision and the bad execution and not as much on like Malcolm Butler making an incredible play in that moment, which is really hard to make. And then, which I'm sure you're probably thinking about, Charlie, the next time they're in the Super Bowl, the following year, right? The Patriots are in the Super Bowl. Malcolm Butler don't even play, and no one still like that's a mystery that's still never been quite figured out.
We have no idea still.
The world never felt the same about Russell Wilson after that play either, no matter how you feel about it, like whether he was supposed to take off or in the eyes of some took the glory from the guys who, a certain segment of the population rooted for a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like the rift started seemingly right there, and also his ascension started right there. Because if you look back at some of those stats, like he had the mittens on in terms of that play calling for the first couple of years of that run, where they weren't really handing the ball to Russell and saying go win it. And after that, it was time to go win it because he had to make up for whatever the thought process was going into that play call.
The Richard Sherman reaction gif is still used to this day.
Yeah. That hurt, man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. They wanted to kill them, man.
They still mad, man. They wanted to kill those men. Like they hated Pete after that. They was
And
they just like him just standing on the sideline chewing gum, staring at that.
Was that the I'm just here so I don't get fined Super Bowl II for Marshawn?
Oh, yeah, probably. I mean,
because all the conspiracy theories that went into it was they didn't want to get Marshawn Lynch the ball so he wouldn't be the Super Bowl MVP, which I don't buy into because it's like it's too many jobs on the line and too much on the line. But crazy things have happened.
They only went to 2 Super Bowls, right? That Marshawn Lynch, like those 2 back-to-back years.
That was.
I'm just here so I don't get
Super
fined.
Bowl Media Day in 2015.
Yeah.
Wild. Next one, we're now in the Brady portion of this. 2008 Super Bowl, the David Tyree catch, breaking up the perfect season. Underrated part of this, I mean, I know people talk about it, but like on the next drive, if Brady had connected with Moss on the left sideline on that 70-plus yard throw, it would have probably been the greatest throw play in NFL history. David Tyree pinned that catch, the actual game winner, on his helmet with Rodney Harrison swiping at him. We could have had a totally alternate universe where the refs blow that play dead for in the grass. If that happens today, there's no chance Eli has a chance to even get that throw off with how they referee the game now.
And also, like, they're holding on that play also. Like, which I respect. I respect everyone in that situation. We got to hold, and we got to hold our flags. Like, this is what we're going to do in this moment. But, yeah, that I remember, like, that Randy Moss running, and that would have been ridiculous. We forgot the David Tyree catch. He went on to like, that's it. Like he's still doing media. There was some stuff at this Super Bowl about David Tyree. That's never going to go away. To do that for that
5
team,
total seasons.
Yeah. For that team in New York, for New York City against the Patriots, like it's never going away.
I forgot about that Randy Moss play until just now when you guys mentioned it. Charlie, that might be the next list. The almost plays.
Yeah.
The plays that if executed, and I know what number 1 for me would be off top. It got me thinking about it, but yeah, that's I forgot
What's
about
number
that
1? You can't tease us like that. What's number 1?
Oh, number 1 for me would have been the dunk that ended the world in the Golden State.
Cleveland LeBron
series.
On Draymond.
Where he seemingly breaks his wrist, right? Like, that
pretty much broken.
If he would have completed that after, is a prelude to some moments that are coming up here in the list, though, right?
Do you view the 2007-2008 Patriots as the greatest football team of all time?
Probably not. I mean, I get the point you're making. I don't know. The reason why I don't necessarily is because like it gets hard to then go through like do accounting of all the other seasons of the many other teams that were really good that didn't win Super Bowls. Like I get your point. Like it's hard to argue with how good that offense was.
I'd never seen anything like it. Or since with peak Brady, like they were embarrassing NFL teams, embarrassing them. There were NFL games that were like, all right, we're good. Like this feels like like the SEC's pre-conference schedule.
There's another Randy Moss team that I would throw in there too that didn't make it to the Super Bowl because they lost to the Falcons that year.
Kickers.
But right, exactly. That team. I mean, you talk about what Jake and Chris and Randy was doing, and Dante was Dante the quarterback that year? Or was it Randall?
It was
Randall
Cunningham.
It was Randall, right? Yeah. That team. Come on, man. And then they ran up against the Dirty Birds and Genie Rob on a Saturday night and Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah, I was just looking up to make sure it was right, but yeah, the record for point differential for a season is that Patriots team.
Yeah, I mean it was unbelievable. Did they have a game where they had like 50 and like basically called off the Dogs pretty early?
Yes, I'm sure. 16-0 point differential. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember there was just a couple games where it was like this team could score at will, and just seeing like we had waited. Obviously, Randy Moss had his first several years in Minnesota where he's clearly on like that GOAT trajectory, but seeing him at the absolute peak of his powers with Brady was unbelievable. Number 7. This one will probably be faster. The 2008 Wimbledon final, the greatest tennis match of all time. There were the 2 rain delays. Federer comes in with a 65-match winning streak on grass. He'd won 5 straight Wimbledons. He's trying to set the record for the most straight Wimbledons won. 22-year-old Rafael Nadal beats him in the dark. Finally ends the match in the dark in a 5th set thriller after sort of blowing a 2-set lead. There's iconic photo of Nadal and his little pirate capris and his tank top climbing into the crowd to like hug the King of Spain and put the flag around him in one of the truly one of the most iconic post-championship celebrations ever. And it was completely pitch black at that point. Like all it was flashbulbs and them in their like white outfits on court. Probably the only like really traditional sport that could break through like that. And the delays ended up helping it. The rain, because there was no roof yet, it just built drama over the day that this thing was still going on.
No, Joker. My best tennis.
Yeah, that's right.
My best tennis day. It was a fun game. Pretty cool. I actually don't. So like the more modern tennis stuff, I'll watch. And the Serena tennis stuff, you'll get me on that. But 07.
She's coming back.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
You're going to see her in Indian Wells?
I'm so nervous about that.
Well, there's 2 ways this can go with Serena coming back. Either she's going to play doubles for the end of Venus's career, her last year, and they're just going to play the U.S. Open together. Or she's going to play some singles, and she's going to be awesome.
I hope so. Yeah. There's a third way that you didn't mention.
Yeah, or the artist formerly known as Serena Williams will show up, and it might get a little sketch.
Yeah. I think she can be a top 10 player in singles for a
I don't doubt it.
Series.
Yeah, it's 2 ways this can go, Charlie.
Yeah, it's just a different viewing experience for us, Charlie.
2013 NBA Finals, Game 6. Put those ropes away. The Ray Allen shot, the 3 that tied it against the Spurs sent to overtime. I personally like to call it the headband game. LeBron's headband gets knocked off, and it's another one of those moments where he just went nuclear for the entire 4th quarter. And when people are like, "Oh, like why doesn't that guy just go to the basket every single time it's unstoppable?" For a single quarter, he just did that over and over again. That was also the series with LeBron, maybe the most underrated block ever when LeBron met Splitter at the rim and absolutely.
That was
Yeah. It was a 7-foot, like 270-pound dude, and LeBron just stonewalled him at the rim.
Met him at the summit. And shout out to Chris Bosh too, right? The offensive rebound and the kick out, like playing that. I'm really cold, but I'll be the 3rd option on this team role, and and then like. We talk about step backs and what James Harden did to like take the step back to the next level. Yeah. That step back in the moment where it's like, did Ray it don't even matter. Right? Like you worried about like, did he just take a couple of steps or was that a travel? No, that was beautiful. And the precision and speed with which that had to take place is crazy.
And we found that there's the drill that he would lie underneath the basket, pop up, and backpedal to that corner to shoot.
Yeah, the precision to get in the exact right spot, I think, was super impressive. Of course, hitting a shot in that moment. And that, again, like, to your point, we've kind of erased a couple of those things from our memory, like the block and the dominant quarter from LeBron. But, like, that Spurs team was actually better than them. Like, I feel like they were playing better
the next year.
Yeah, the next year. They were actually better than them. And I think this is all, like, the legacy of, well,
that was the year that the Heat had the 29-game win streak. They were unbelievable, and it felt like they sort of ran out of gas. But it was also like LeBron was so great that year.
It just felt
Game
like
7, Duncan missed the bunny. There's so many things that happened.
Yeah, and Duncan was out for that possession, which people say that's the reason why Bosh was able to get it. But it's just like I like doing this exercise because it reminds us of those moments, and it kind of reminds us of the things that we hold to be true in sports. Is like they could have, like, it was this close to being entirely different. Like the
2012 and 2013.
Yeah, all these LeBron moments. Like, it's just a reminder of how he's become the king and the guy that we compare to Jordan. Like, it was this close a bunch of different times to not being that guy.
I mean, never forget they were down 5 with 28 seconds left in that game, and you saw the Miami fans streaming out of the arena, and then them trying to get back in for overtime. One of which was Stu Gatz, who was banging on the door on the outside, and like Stoogie,
my man.
But also like this is, I'm sure we have many Miami fans, but also like, come on, guys. This is, again, you will forever not be a serious outfit.
For leaving at that point?
Yeah, it was just like, it cemented themselves as the all-time bandwagon sports town across the board, minus Marlins fans.
Most people they're Marlins fans?
That's what I mean. If you were one of like the 13 people going to a Marlins game over and over again, like, you can't be included in that bandwagon. But you know,
the birth don't even know they're there. They got to get wheeled in. So yeah, it really don't matter.
This is a different conversation, but like the bandwagon fan criticism, I don't get it.
That's because you're an athlete, not a loser. If you stick with Jason stuck with the Bears for years, I stuck with the Commanders. No, like, you don't get what we've been through to stick with our team.
No, I'm sorry. I hit a nerve. I respect that. The point I guess I'm making is like the criticism of someone, the criticism for someone leaving a bad
jumping
game
on
early.
Jumping on something successful.
Yeah, I'm fine. I guess generally I respect you if you stuck with your bad team. If you say this team is beneath me, I need a new team, I respect that too.
Only in sports do you have to keep going to the bad restaurant. Hoping the food gets better. And by the way, you see what Charlie did to me? He was like, hey, come out, they got us. He roped me into the explanation too. Like, yeah, Jason understands. He's been rooting for teams his whole life. Like, you don't think I wanted to get rid of some of these bad family members, Charlie? What you doing, baby? Yeah.
I respect it. Like, I get it. And it feels so much better when your team is actually good if you stick through that. I guess my thing generally is like, or specifically in this case, is criticizing people for leaving early. Like, they didn't abandon their fanhood. They just was like, hey, this over. Let me beat this traffic. They misjudged it. That don't make them bad fans.
I gotta be honest with you. I think it's two Americas, by the way, because I don't know that I've ever, as a child, at a game with my father, saw the completion of any sport.
Same. My dad would also park as far away in the last lot and be like, all right,
it's time.
It's all right. Let's go.
Right, like the national anthem is being sung. Pop's like, why'd you bring me here if we ain't gonna chill? Like, what the hell are we doing? You know how many games I've left and found out they were awesome when I got home? Yeah, man. Like, come on. Yeah.
It's
Shout
never
out to those who leave early, I guess.
Yeah, it's never worth it though. I feel like you imagine the traffic being much worse than it actually is. Like, I feel like if you're gonna go to a game, how much? Like, would you spend?
You got a FedEx.
I've been I've never stayed. They changed the name. It's not FedEx.
Whatever. Raljohn, Maryland.
To be fair, I've never stayed to the end of one of those games. I've been to a few of them.
Going to the game, last game I went to FedEx was when RG3 tore his ACL. We stayed till the end. Sitting in that parking lot for 2.5 hours, realizing that your franchise was over again.
It's done. Yeah.
It's just like, I'm not even putting the car in drive yet.
Yeah. I mean, at least it went that way. Like, what's really bad is leaving and then hearing, like, being close enough to hear the roar of a stadium, and you're like, damn, I guess I'll catch it on the radio.
To be clear, so I'm glad we got to the bottom of this. Charlie leaves early too, but somehow he found this as an opportunity to on Miami fans. You just admitted that you leave games early also.
But we also the thing is, this is the thing where me and Jason can commiserate. I'm leaving games. It's like, the Commanders are down 28-3, and
you never had
Gus Farras just banged his head into the wall. There's 17 Hall of Famers in this game. It's Game 6 of the NBA Finals.
Man, listen, I haven't had too many moments like that. The only bandwagon stuff that we've had really in this city was when the Stanley Cup run happened with the Blackhawks and all the fans, like the 3,000 fans who kept going to the United Center lonely every year, were pissed that the place was packed out, and also black people found the sport. That's the only bandwagon that we had to really deal with here in this city. Yeah, but other than that, if you're gonna vote for some, you're gonna root for some trash.
I feel like every city has that hockey experience where no one pays attention to the team until they're good, and then they show up. But here in DC, the black people didn't go when the Wiz, or not the Wiz, when the Caps won the championship.
No,
the Stanley Cup, black people still didn't show up.
We had a black dude on the team though, so it was,
we had one.
It was
Dustin. I don't know.
Dustin Bufflin was the black dude on the team.
And them jerseys flying off the shelves.
You already know. You just go on the west side and the south side, drive past any corner. It's a 33 jersey out there for some reason. But yeah, shout out to bandwagon jumpers, even if Charlie doesn't love you.
Yeah. And early leavers. Beat the traffic guys. I love to beat the traffic.
Yeah. It's also, you can't park in the closest lot. Yeah. It's like, let me go to the furthest lot possible.
Yeah. Because you can walk past all that. Yeah, that man's a strategist. You learn something.
What's your view on airport running?
You know this about me is I get a little bit of like, I don't know. I need a masculine term for the anxiety that I get about being late for. I'm not late for nothing. I'm gonna get there early and sit. That's me. Yep. I'm gonna get there early and sit. Yeah, I'm not a cut it close dude. I ain't never had to run in the airport. I had to run to catch a connection at one point. But I give you a little jog to catch a connection.
I could not agree more with you, Dominique.
Thank you.
And anytime I see people running, if it's a dude, I'm like, oh, look at that insufficient daddying taking place in real time. You know what I mean? Like, no, get your punk there and sit down in one of the lounges, you know what I mean? Or sit on one of the seats that somebody slept on for the last hour and a half. Yeah, running to chase a plane? Nah, I'm cool.
I also love an early flight because I know it's going to be on time. I will get my whole family up at 4:30 in the morning so we can get there to catch that 6:30. Because I ain't messing with Charlie. On the other hand, he just mosey on through.
Yeah, I gotta run.
How many flights? How many juices lose? You hurdling suitcases while old white ladies go. There goes Kravitz.
I just realized that Charlie don't give a about any of this. He just just saw an opportunity. That's it. He just wanted.
I've never missed a flight. Zero crew missed flights. Right, I know those are going to be the follow-up.
I almost missed a flight, but that was because I left my bag for too long in one spot while I was on the phone. And then all of a sudden, I saw people pointing at me like, there he is. And I'm like, that bag can stay there. And I went back. It was at McCarran. I called my ride and said, hey, come pick me up. I think TSA is chasing me. And then just gambled for the next 2 days. And then reported my bag stolen.
Magic. Oh, man. This is another episode, a whole nother episode. I got so many questions that I don't want to ask. Next one, number
5.
There we go.
You already know what I was doing.
2022 World Cup final. Messi and Mbappe, couple hat tricks. It was like sort of the goat versus the baby goat thing, and it was amazing that Messi won that for Argentina when we thought that he was going to have this totally insufficient international career and people were going to love Maradona more than him. And he sort of established himself as the best player of all time. And the post-match photo of him holding the World Cup trophy is the most liked Instagram post of all time, surpassing the egg.
What?
Yeah.
What's the egg?
Just the egg. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
Maybe Instagram post it.
That's incredible. I was more interested in I didn't know that there was something before that. But yeah, that is incredible. That game was fun. That's another one of those games that is high up there because it was national and also cross. It's again, like I mentioned about the night game is everybody in my family was interested and we're all watching it together. And those moments are cool. And to your point, it changed. Not that there was a debate on who's the best of all time or that there definitely wasn't a debate between.
Dominique's a Ronaldo guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I like to look fly.
I am too.
It's called world record egg, by the way. It's called world record egg, and it was from 2019, and it had I don't know, like 45 million likes, something like that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was the game that I realized how thorough and I guess executed the colonization that the French people had.
Yes. That's
every
Olympics.
You think French, and then you go, oh, there's a lot of consonants in these names.
Oh yeah, they got all the natural resources, They got
that's why we're gonna lose in basketball in this next
Check out this
games.
egg. Check out this egg. 60 million likes on this egg.
That's a joke,
man.
No, it's an egg.
I know, but why?
Because we, as a people, we are doomed. That's why.
Unserious outfit as mankind.
Kylie Jenner had the record before that for obvious reasons. Respectfully, of course.
Yeah, I understand that. But
for sure,
mankind is an unserious outfit. I'll have you know, Charlie, that just further lets me know that we are all unserious.
I'm about to like this egg.
Don't like
I just like the
egg.
Of course.
Yeah, you're part of the problem.
You want to be left out.
It's nature's multivitamin.
Oh my God.
I wanted 3 more seconds of silence, Jason. I wanted 3 more seconds of silence because I wanted him to sit in that.
Charlie has been on one this entire episode though.
Yeah,
like this is Charlie getting the off. I like this. I like this. He calling out athletes that he don't really rock with through this list. Calling people bandwagon fans. Dropping gems on us about nature's multivitamin. This is it right here.
The bandwagon fan. I mean, like. I know you were, but like I know you were like playing in the game, so like it's tough. But like didn't you know when there was like a trustworthy significant other versus a bandwagon girl, and you just knew the difference?
So my only point is, the relationship analogy is not a winner for you. First of all, that's not the analogy that you want because you're suggesting that someone is connected with a loser, and you're saying don't disconnect from that loser, stay around. Please buy another ticket to that loser. Don't leave early on that loser. Cheer for that loser. Encourage that loser to
One day they might be a winner if you leave too early.
No, yeah. Facebook says otherwise in terms of all the people you went to high school with. No.
Losers are losers.
You wasted time not finding the person you're supposed to be with. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
What we got? Number 4?
Yeah. Get out of here. Charlie giving bad advice to people.
I do love Charlie's dating tips, though. That might be a dope summer segment. Charlie's dating tips. You know what I mean? People just asking Charlie for advice.
Can't turn an Instagram egg into a housewife.
Oh Jesus! All right.
The segment.
They don't need me anymore, babe. We good now. I can watch the kid.
Please, fans, fade all of Charlie's dating advice. Fade it, whatever it is. Opposite.
I'm definitely making that shirt, but we got 1 hour teas over here, not around the corner, right around the corner from me. I'm definitely making that shirt for the summer. Can't turn an egg into a housewife. That's hilarious.
2008 U.S. Open, Tiger wins on one leg. This was him when he had torn ACL, 2 stress fractures in his tibia, and you could see him hit the ball off the cart path where his leg just like crunched, and then every single swing he's like keeling over. And it wasn't just 72 holes. He had to play a full 18-hole playoff on Monday, plus a sudden death 19th hole to beat Rocco Mediate, and then got his surgery, then the scandal, but it was that moment when, as a golfer, Domonique, I know you don't think golf is a sport, but you had to be like, this is the toughest. This guy is an all-time athlete.
Is this your like historic game? Did you decide that today I'm a set some records as a co-host? You're like, I'm gonna dominate today.
Listen,
because Charlie, man, you are.
He's got 45 through 3 quarters. Yeah.
I don't even know what
the only thing I remember from this is that Tiger was walking around the golf course like OJ the entire round. Yeah, like he was hobbling the whole time, and like you mentioned, he would get himself into some very precarious positions. That's why he's most creative shot maker of all time, and he'd like being in all the pine straw and clanking, a 2-iron, and you'd see like the tuning fork reverberation through his body, like, oh, this man is in a lot of pain. But then, as you mentioned, he found things to soothe that pain shortly thereafter.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I just remember. Like the pain part of it, it was a kind of a sad. I mean, not sad. It's like one of those movies where it's like the ending is kind of sad, but also kind of triumphant, where it's like it was a perfect situation for him, given the career that we all like. It's one of the athletes that, again, who we were aware of before he hit the big time, and we all kind of as a country followed the ups and downs of his career.
After that, even with the ACL surgery, like this dude's winning 25 majors. Like this is happening, and like obviously the stuff that happened on Thanksgiving that year totally changed all of it. But like at that point, we were like, whatever, speed bump. And like, his caddy, Stevie Williams at the time, asked him was like, you should pull out of the tournament after hitting the ball off the cart path. And he turned to him and was like,
pull out. That's crazy.
He said, next game. 2005 Rose Bowl, the Vince Young game. This was
happening on a Sunday.
Yeah, of course. We're not faking, man. I never got that. Like, what, the Lord not around on every other day?
Right, that's right.
He's listening.
This is a blessed Sunday, and y'all are acting like this.
Yeah, he's watching you on Friday night, too.
One of the greatest performances of all time in college football, and one of the greatest games. And this is like the Rose Bowl, so damn fun because the game starts in the day, ends at the night. That weird camera angle that's on the sideline, like, it was right above everybody's helmets. Yeah, that was a great time. I remember watching that game in a downtown Chicago hotel after New Year's Eve and booking a couple extra nights. You stay somewhere a little bit, a couple nights after. I'm like, you know what, damn it, I think it was like on the 4th or the 3rd of January. I don't think it was it wasn't a New Year's Day game, right? I think it was like a couple days after New Year's.
I think it was a couple days after. It was a Monday. Yeah. It was definitely a Monday.
Yeah. What a great memory.
Vince Young, Vince Young, all them boys.
Vince Young, 467 yards. He had the final run on that final drive. The prior possession, USC could have closed it. Reggie Bush, the Heisman winner, is not in the game. They handed it to Lendell White. Reggie Bush also had the lateral earlier in that game. Mm-hmm. It just. Really tough list for Pete Carroll when you really put it down for what we put on in the back half of this list. But
to be clear, though, I think you said the lateral for Reggie Bush. It was Vince Young had a pitch earlier in the game that was late in the play that was successful.
No, I'm talking about Reggie Bush's downfield lateral.
Right, I know. That's what I'm saying. I said you said the lateral by Reggie Bush. It's not clear to people who don't remember that it was a completely unnecessary lateral that was pitched to a poor pitch to a number 40 something, if I remember correctly, like a tight end. Like, it was a huge play that Reggie Bush just felt like pitching the ball, and it was a enormous turnover that was unnecessary. And I just brought up that Vince Young successfully had an unnecessary pitch.
The craziest thing about that too is like it's the year of the Bush push. The USC's on this crazy streak. They're trying to repeat, and Reggie Bush at that point, like, genuinely. And now I feel like it's like another O.J. Simpson reference. I think he was the most famous college football player since O.J. Simpson at that point. He had won the Heisman. He was dating Kim Kardashian. He was potentially going to be – I know Mario Williams ended up going number 1. At the time of the national championship game, we thought he was a slam dunk number 1 overall pick and like the next Gale Sayers type. And it was just unprecedented how famous and how big of a deal he was. And people, I mean, like, you could still, like, every once in a while – just throw on some Reggie Bush 2004, 2005 highlights and just like, this is insane. I do want to ask you guys, do you think that this game lost a tiny, because it does feel like the most aura of any college football game I can remember, lost a tiny bit of luster because Vince Young, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Lendell White, Michael Huff, they didn't really end up, any of them, having the pro careers we thought they were going to have.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think you definitely, like, you bring those things up time and time again when this guy is doing impressive, or when one or many of those guys are doing impressive things in the NFL and in the playoffs and the Super Bowl. You go back and you're reminded of those moments. I think that game is like, it fades because none of those guys. Pete Carroll is the only name in there. I guess Mac Brown, but he's not prominent anymore. And Pete Carroll is out of a job too. But Pete Carroll's the only name that like persisted.
Right. Michael Huff too. I think he had 1 year where he might have been a Pro Bowl or a Pro Bowl alternate.
Yeah.
But
Jamal Charles was in that game, right?
Jamal Charles,
he played well.
Maybe one of the best per play running backs in NFL history. I think his career average is close to 6 yards a carry, which is insane.
That's
crazy.
Number 2 on this list, 2016 Super Bowl, 28-3. It felt like it is the magnum opus for Tom Brady. It felt completely over. It was 21-3 at halftime. There was a point with 2:12 left in the third quarter where ESPN's win probability gave the Falcons a 99.8% chance of winning. Tom Brady set all these records at the time. He had 62 pass attempts, 43 completions, 466 yards. And it was one of those things, the second it started, it felt like, holy Brady's going to do this. The reason it's on number 1 is because the first half of that game was not that great.
Yeah.
And the second half, it didn't feel like this ultra tense thing the entire time. And then it just felt like Brady was going to do it. There's the crazy Julio catch that sort of ended up not even swinging the game because Matt Ryan drops back to pass afterwards and Dante Hightower happens. During Super Bowl week, Julian Edelman and Chris Long told this story about how halftime of that game this year, Chris Long was like, I'd been on the Rams. Like I was a loser. We're down 21-3. He's like, I'm thinking about retiring. Like we're losing this game. And Edelman's just sitting there on the X side, like being like, got him right where we want him. We're winning this boys. We got Tom.
Didn't he throw a pick 6 in that game too? Right?
Yeah.
Robert Alford.
Yep.
And when that happened, I was like, okay, it's over. Mm-hmm. And by the way, we still like the way Jay-Z has Magna Carta Holy Grail. Kyle Shanahan has one of those moments where it's like, we don't really reference it as much as we should because of how cold he is or something, right? Like that's that album for Jay-Z. Yeah. Kyle Shanahan, it was like, hey, 5 carries in the second half with an 18-point lead. Let's roll, boys. Like, come on, man.
Can you imagine if Kyle Shanahan wins that Super Bowl, Jimmy Garoppolo does not overthrow Emmanuel Sanders by 2 yards, he beats Patrick Mahomes, and then he goes for on 4th down, beats Patrick Mahomes again with Brock Purdy. There's a world where we're looking up, genuinely, if 3 plays go differently, where we're looking at Kyle Shanahan as the offensive version of Bill Belichick, as like this is the best offensive coach in the history of football. If those 3 plays go slightly differently.
This episode has a real like butterfly effect vibe to it, doesn't it?
I just think that Kyle Shanahan runs those plays over and over in his mind every night. Like he looks tortured. Like he looks like his life would be different if those plays were different. Because he grew up around football, and this is all that he's cared about and all that he's lived for. And he's got for those moments, and he's gotten to them. And sometimes like deciding to pass in that situation with the Falcons, sometimes it's because of his decision or generally being like conservative, but also sometimes it's because Jimmy Garoppolo is just off a touch and it just don't quite work out.
1 yard to Emmanuel Sanders.
I remember. So anyway, back to the 28-3 game. I was at that game and I was writing for the undefeated. So I remember getting on the elevator to go down after Julio made that ridiculous catch. I'm like, all right, let me go get positioned because we done. And then I start walking out to like the concourse because I hear the fans erupt. I didn't see the sack. It just like it all changed. It was so bad. And then the Edelman catch is another one that I think we don't appreciate how impressive that catch was. It was David Tyree-esque in the like unlikelihood of it being successful, and he managed to catch. He caught it twice, right? He like had the ball, it came out his hands, he repositioned it, and caught it again before it hit the ground. That play was incredible. But yeah, this game, I think you're right. It's one of those. It is the moment if you have to think of like a Tom Brady game or a Tom Brady moment. This is the one that people point to as like, I don't know, the Jordan shot over the Cavs or something like that. Like the one moment that feels like it defines
him sitting on the sideline looking down and looking up. He has his own version of LeBron look. Yep. I mean, here's a question. Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer if he wins that game after he's won the MVP? Because he's got all the compiler statistics on top of it. I don't really think of him that way, but if in that alternate universe, if he wins that game.
Happens, if that happens, he shouldn't be though, right? Like one Super Bowl and an MVP. I don't know if that's the barrier, but I don't think of Matt Ryan as like one of the greats. It's even during his generation, I think of him as one of the very, very, very goods. Matt was cold, but talking about greats, nah, I don't think so.
The Hall of Fame talk is in the NFL. I think generally, like this year has been funny, but generally I think they do a pretty good job of being selective. And I think you're probably right, but that might start to change real soon. Like I feel like everything around this Belichick thing and just generally the attention that it gets, we about to move in the direction of the NBA, I think.
You think so?
I think people are going to start getting in more loosely. Like
that's like the best part about the NFL Hall of Fame is it's a real Hall of Fame where it's like Mitch Richmond's.
I went last year for the first time.
Really?
You ever been?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, Declan had a flag football tournament, so we was out there. I ain't just taking trips to Canton for kicks.
My mom's family's from Pittsburgh, and my dad was like, "It's a 2-hour drive. Let's go look at let's go look at the Hall of Fame." We went like several times when I was a kid. It's great. Number 1 on this list, 2016. 2016 NBA Finals, Game 7. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, blocked by James. Oh my God. What did I just see? That game from start to finish was the most tense I've ever been watching a sporting event. And there was, the 73-win Warriors, LeBron being told that this is a man's league by Klay Thompson and him just laughing, then being the first to ever come back from a 3-1 lead. And it was the sequence, the LeBron block, the Kyrie shot, the Kevin Love stop, seeing Curry sort of malfunction over 3 games and crescendoing with the behind the back pass out of bounds in that game. One of the crazy things, like obviously J.R. Smith sort of got in the way of Iguodala, who ended up going up with the layup, and he had the back injury, so he didn't just punch that home. LeBron went up with both hands, whichever side of the basket Iguodala went up with, LeBron was pinning that. And as we talked about, he almost ended that game with the most vicious poster dunk in NBA history on Draymond Green.
Yeah, the roof was getting ready to explode, and they were on the road with those plays. And on top of it, you mentioned Steph Curry and some of the mishaps during that one. Like, we talk a lot about JJ Barea and that whole LeBron conundrum and not backing him down. There were so many switches. If you go back and watch that series, so many switches, especially in those last couple of games where Kevin Love did a successful job of guarding Steph Curry on the perimeter. Like, there's so many intricacies that led to that moment. And then, you got Breen on the call. You got Mark Jackson doing the Mark Jackson thing. Like, that's one of those moments in time right there where it was important to be in front of the TV for a moment like that. The block, and like you mentioned, the dunk, man. I go back and watch that dunk every once in a while because that dunk would have taken a long time for a lot of players on that court to get over. Like Draymond, I don't know if Draymond would have this team. He would, but I don't know in that moment. Like he came down hard on his wrist. It was just an athletic feat in a moment where you were looking forward to something spectacular happening in a series full of spectacular. And capping it off like that. That won him that 2013 Defensive Player of the Year where he finished behind Marc Gasol, even though Marc Gasol was the second team all defensive player. Like, that was one of those times where it's like, okay, this is everything that everybody's been talking about with this guy. It was
Absolutely insane. That game had so many parts of it. Draymond couldn't miss. That was like an incredibly clutch thing. He was bombing threes, which seems so foreign to what he is now. That game could have gotten out of hand in the third quarter if J.R. Smith didn't go nuclear and I think he hit 3 threes in the third quarter. This is after the back-to-back Kyrie and LeBron 40-plus games where I think as teammates might have reached like the highest possible level of basketball. And I left that game being like, this is one of the 2 greatest basketball players of all time. It is done. I have not seen anything like this. LeBron finished the series leading in every single statistical category against a team that was viewed as potentially the greatest team of all time.
And the short sleeve jerseys too, right?
Yeah, where he ripped the bottom of them.
Yeah. Remember how much everybody's like, oh, they can't play in these things. I'm like, we've been playing pickup basketball in t-shirts all our lives.
Was that the most tense you've ever been watching? Ever watching a sporting event? Because they couldn't score the last 6 minutes of that game.
I'm probably the wrong person to ask because like watching the game is different than like participating in the game. So like tense in that moment. And also like as much as I was rooting for LeBron in those moments, I wasn't a diehard fan who was like came with the Cavs. I imagine it's different for like the actual
Cleveland. This is for you.
But the moment itself is like it's I think as I'm listening to you talk about this, it's rare that you have these opportunities. And I know as much as we appreciate what Jordan did in his career, like the thing that he never had to play in a Game 7 is also very cool and great and is good for his resume, I guess. But there's something special about knowing before the season started that the Warriors and the Cavs are the best two teams. We go through 82 games. And
it was after 2015 when Kyrie broke his kneecap. Kevin Love got Kelly Olynyk and got his shoulder ripped out. And LeBron was like, I know he shot under 40%, but Andre Iguodala got a finals MVP for holding LeBron to like 39 points a game. And it was this whole thing of like, LeBron has left that series the best player in the world, probably should have won finals MVP in 2015. And then Curry had that historic season, which is like still maybe the best I've ever seen him play offense. And there was like a legitimate talk that Curry was the greater player than LeBron.
And we go through the entire season hoping that, or expecting to get this matchup. We get the matchup. And not only is the matchup good, it goes down to the final seconds of Game 7. And it's not decided by some like random nonsense, like LeBron making plays, hurt his wrists and is squirming around on the floor. Steph gets a chance to shoot the shots.
Yeah.
And Kyrie, like we had like 4 moments in the final minutes of a game that we had been anticipating since the finals the year before. Like that's just with 2 of the greatest players of all time. Like that, that's the biggest case for why you have this game at the right spot. Is like, it's so many things happen there. Or so many things came together at the right time to give us this like defining moment for LeBron and I guess not defining for Steph, but for all these players in there. Like that's because you're right. If Steph wins that game, we might be having a different conversation.
Yeah.
Like we might be talking about them differently.
LeBron 6 points,
too, right?
the 2 threes on Azili.
40 first title in 40 some odd years, something like that. Like
43 years.
Yeah. It was 89 at the time, if I'm not mistaken, right?
They won the game 93-89.
Yeah, man, come on. That's next level God tier stuff.
Yeah.
And, everybody's got do you think that's LeBron's signature moment?
Yeah. The block, definitely.
I think so. I think if we
because there's not
many
game winning shots to choose from that people will hold in that kind of regard for his career. The Orlando shot.
If you have to put one moment, I feel like that was the most significant, like the most high leverage play that he made, which I know he made a ton of high leverage plays. It sounds like I'm like minimizing him to something else, but like the most high leverage, like spectacular play that he made was probably that block. Right?
It makes me feel like a bum because obviously after this, Draymond calls Kevin Durant from the parking lot all sad and gets him to like essentially ruin the NBA for the next couple years by making it a fait accompli where they added, there are 3 unstoppable players in the world.
List. You don't got to end it with your grumpiness.
Charlie was like, y'all thought I put the chopper up, huh?
But it does make me feel a tiny bit sad that the J.R. Smith game happened in 2018 because that playoff run, the LeBron buzzer beaters against Indiana, the floater in LeBronto, the game 1 against the Warriors, like genuinely, he might have reached an even higher level where I was like, this is. Because I don't remember peak Jordan. I can't pretend. I was like, this is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen.
Well, that series, like you mentioned, against Iguodala, like I had never seen. He led the entire series in every important statistical category, not just his team, but both teams. At the most points, at the most rebounds, most assists, most steals, damn near the most blocks, and Andre Iguodala gets it for holding him to 39, 10, and 8 a game. Which is crazy.
They should have just gave it to him. They should just gave LeBron MVP.
No,
Do you realize how
they were trying?
The
MVP of the finals.
The closest way they could give it to was give it to the man who he was giving the blues to.
If you are depending on Matthew Dellavedova not drinking too much coffee that he starts cramping, like you deserve the MVP.
Come on, man. Come on.
This is fun. Good job, Charlie. We like your list. Well done. We congratulate you. I'm sure the fans will all agree unanimously that this was a good list. Thank you, Charlie.
Shout out to the egg.
Thank you, Jason Goff. You're the man.
Shout out to the egg. Always, fellas. Truly appreciate y'all, man.
Thanks to all the great producers. Paulville, I love you. We out.
This is the Domonique Foxworth Show.